Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and thank you for being part of the show today. So, in this segment of today's show, we're going to be taking a look at some crazy stuff going on with you buying and selling homes. Now, a lot of people don't realize yet they will be soon, but a lot of people don't realize yet that the fact that home sellers had been spoiled over the past I don't know year is coming to an end. And with the recent rate fall in the mortgage rates, the 30-year mortgage rate, that fall is that interesting. That is causing home sellers to throw their houses back on the market. So we're going to take a look at some of that stuff here in just a minute. But before we get to that, do me a favor. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. It does help the channel grow and for sure lets YouTube know that the content produced here is definitely worth the time and the energy that is put forth in it. So I do appreciate you all being part of the show. It does mean a lot to me. Check the bell if you do subscribe. And then also, if you like the content when you get to the end of the show, smash the likes. All right, so let's take a look at the fun stuff over here. Home sellers were spoiled. 5 rude awakenings to brace for if you're selling your home today. Yeah, fun stuff. For the past 2 years, real estate has been raging seller's market. Yes, it has. Let me just pause there and just explain real quick how raging it is. There is a home nearby. I talk about it from time to time. They bought it for $489. They're now trying to sell it for $1.3 million in a year and a half's time now, almost 2 years time. Yeah, you heard me right. It's a lot. Well, also some interesting things here. Homes that would go for sale would have 30 to I don't know 100 people show up to look at it, and they'd have maybe 50 offers to go through. Then they would have offered the offers that would get accepted were the ones that were several hundred thousand over asking, cash payments with no due diligence. That means no home inspection. That means no title inspection. That means they're buying the house outright, come what may. That has been happening all over the country. So, sellers have been able to expect offers well over asking price, frantic bidding wars, and few, if any, strings attached, just like I explained just there. They've basically been able to name their price and get it with extra to spare. Very much so. Yeah, but those glory days are coming to an end. This article is fantastically written. It's kind of almost like they watch the show. It's like they watch my show. Anyways, I kid myself. No one from over here is going to do that. Anyways, maybe we'll see. Sellers are the real estate market. Blah, 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 where was I? Okay, the real estate market is cooling down. Home buyers have more listings to choose from, but less borrowing power due to continued high prices and increasing mortgage rates. This means sellers may not be able to whip up these epic offers they've heard of and hoped might come their way. Yep, nope. Anyone who's listing their houses right now are probably doing it at the whim of their real estate agent, trying to get some people to get in there and try to take advantage of them at this point. Rates are up. Mortgages are not. I have several friends who are in the mortgage industry, and they have all said that the amount of mortgages that they have been receiving or people buying coming in to buy a house has dropped off a cliff. Like I asked last week, week before last, it was 50%, just completely gone, completely gone. And just to give everyone a heads up, it is really popping lightning here right now. If I just all of a sudden cut out, it's because of I lose internet or power, one of the two. So just give everyone a heads up on that one. Sorry about that if that happens, and I will try to continue the show if that happens and I come back up. Anyways, sellers were spoiled during the COVID-19, the hunger disease, pandemic, and are in for a rude awakening when it comes to the selling of their homes. Yep. This doesn't mean sellers can't get a decent deal. No, they can, but their home selling fantasies are based on the market used to be 6 months earlier. Then you could be setting yourself up for disappointment and perhaps even jeopardizing your sale. if I go and I actually been joking around about this. There's a couple of houses that I think are pretty neat and whatnot. I have kind of being facetious about this, but I will kind of want my real estate agent to go and put an offer in $50,000 above what they paid for it, not what they're asking, which would be a significant decrease, quote spread. Um, it'll snap people into the realization of holy crap, maybe I don't need to be doing this. I don't know. Maybe it'll snap them into the disappointment we just discussed here. It'll bring that about for sure, which is gonna stink because I'm not the only one talking about doing that anymore. Just go put them in, see what happens. If no one else gives an offer, I mean, at least it's an offer on the table. They can reject it. They would have to come back and ask, and then at that point, you get to give them what you want. It's coming into that time period now where the people selling the homes are having to get out of the homes. I actually was asking my mortgage friend, how many people did you guys have come in and do refinances? And they said tons, tons and tons and tons, more than there were people buying homes. I was kind of like, oh, how much has that gone away? He's like, that's like 90% just gone. Refinances are gone. I was like, people are still refinancing at these rates? He's like, well, those are the few and far between that have like older homes and they've got really high interest rates from before kind of thing. And they're just kind of trying to get a lower payment and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, okay. Whereas like, how many of them were cash out refinances? And he said every one of them that he did, every one of them were a cash out refinance. I'm like, huh. It's like, interesting. That would explain why the car market has exploded, partially. There's other reasons. And that would explain why the watercraft market has exploded. And that would explain why the camper market had exploded. My wife and I love camping. Um, During the pandemic, that was a reprieve for us, a respite for us. We couldn't go anywhere, do anything, right? But you could go camping, and we did a lot, and it was really, really nice to be able to go do that. And you couldn't hardly get a camp. You could not get a camping spot. Now, campgrounds are like 50% full. You can pretty much get one anytime you want now. Something's up. Something's going on. I actually wonder if these people are asking for such high prices because the value of their home when they got it inspected went up that high and they actually probably owe that much on it now. It's just a hunch. I just got a gut feeling that all these people did these refinances, went buy cars, boats, maybe second houses, which is a good way to do that. Maybe do that as a rental. That would have been smart, but most people don't do that. Pay off debt, whatever, and they wrapped it into their home. Well, if you paid for your house and it was $400,000, and the bank came knocking and said, "Hey, you can refinance your home, get cash out. And by the way, with the new increase there, you can get a lower payment and have more there." They end up owing more on the house, resetting their stuff at 30 years, blah 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 blah. Guess what? I got a really interesting hunch. A lot of people did that. We're coming into that realization now, and it's going to end up causing another problem when it comes to all this stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. The only one who's still bullish in the housing market is Zillow, from what I can tell. Everyone else, like, that article was just from Realtor. Everyone else just they're like, okay, no, it's done. We're done. It's done. It's fried. It's gone. Not like there was. You might like seriously. I have seen significant decreases all across the country in existing listings. Home builders have backed out entirely because they pretty much stopped building net new homes because people have pulled their deposits and stuff like that. So causing, I guess, we'll call it a supply crunch, which could maybe keep the prices up a little bit. But we're done, guys and gals. This is happening all over the world. All right, listen up. So if you like this, got the show this far, do me a favor and smash those likes. I would greatly appreciate it. Pop on over to the next show. We're going to cover some interesting things that took place yesterday evening, and we'll give you my opinion on it. And I got to tell you, It's not going to be normal. Let's just put that way. That one's going to be a good one. So check out the next show. It'll be the final show for the segment for the show today. And I do appreciate you guys and gals being part of the show. If you're new, like, subscribe, and share. Do appreciate it. Thank you. See you later. Be blessed.